Street line.
Watching Street Line.
Street line.
Street Line.
Street line.
Street line.
The street line.
The street line.
Street line. Street lines.
The street line.
Street line.
The street line.
Street Line. Street Line. Street Line.
Street line.
Street line.
Street line.
The street line.
Street line, it's the only show I know. Street line, it's the only show I know. Street life all day.
I'm sitting here with the lady of the year, Rose. Rose is a very good friend of mine. She has a resident tenant dinner here tonight. We're going to discuss this dinner tonight. So Rose, how you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling just fine.
Okay, you have a lot of guests here tonight.
Yeah, well, it's been pretty good. This is just one of the things that the New York City Housing Authority do once a year. But of course, they didn't do it this year for me. I did it on my own.
Okay.
And but I just want my volunteers to know that this is what they could expect from me as long as I'm working. Once a year. Whether the New York City Housing Authority give me back any money or not, this is what I'm going to do. To encourage my volunteers to water sit residents.
Right. Okay, so let me just ask you a couple of questions about the Resident Watch. What is the gain out of the Residence Watch?
What's the gain?
The gain.
The gain is we get to protect our youth, especially the small children, the older seniors like myself.
Me too.
Yeah, but we're the ones who actually sit Resident Watch. And this, kind of protects the young children when they're going out to school early in the morning. This is what I do. I come down about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I call into the PSA 7. Well, almost everybody there know me by now. And of course, we have a lot of people here who are quite jealous of the things that I do, but that don't discourage me from doing what I do. So I come and I watch the children go out in the morning.
The gains.
Well, I mean, the security tenants actually help secure the tenants. So, when people come in here, they feel more secure as they enter in the building and leaving the building.
It's all about safety, family orientated, try to keep the community together, try to keep it judgment from the kids, try to keep it home for everybody, safe for everybody, especially the elderly, as well as the young children.
Right now, everybody should be trying to be positive and get things together, because a lot of things is not really together right now like we used to be. We used to be a unit. Now everybody's spread out. It's not like you got these kids, they're growing up with their parents is doing other different things, and they rebelling on the grown-ups that's out here now, because the other ones that their own parents is not taking care of.
Safety, people coming together and protecting the kids, the building, and everybody just coming together to, support Rose with Resident Watch.
Sometimes, people come in this building and they need, a sense of direction, they have to, if they looking for an apartment or, it just brings just kind of like
information,
safety. Whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. So.
Well, protection for the people in the building, security, and to look over after each other and stuff like that.
Coming together as a family, protecting all of us that live here and that come to visit. As Pat just said, it takes a village to raise a family, so it's basically the same.
The security, the help for the elderly, She looks out for the kids here. She protects the kids. She always keeps, like, you know, when they're thirsty, water and stuff here for them.
Well, Resident Watch basically is for safety and for people going in and out. And also, like for the seniors, they come down. A lot of them don't know how to put their tickets in to get things repaired in their house, so those do it for them. And another thing that she do, like, you know, if it's something got to do with like our rent or whatever, she could go over to the management with you to help sit down and set up a meeting to talk to the management.
So it's not just security, it's helping
senior
citizens,
help people that don't understand what's going on with their
right? And that's a good thing.
Yeah, look out for the neighbors in the building. So that's basically what the Resident Watch is about.
What would you like to change in the neighborhood?
Security.
Just that's violence, man. You know, especially that's for the youth. You know, these kids really don't know nothing. They have no guidance. Got a lot of kids, you know, come from one-parent homes. You know, they live with their moms and their father. You know, it's hard right now, but you know, just gotta hold it together.
I would like the older people to get together with these kids so we can build them up and make their lives a little stronger than we have. Right now, what's going on is like too much violence, too much destroying each other. And that's basically what's happening.
More safety, the community coming together with each other to make the community stronger, and just a lot of love and participation is very important. Participation with the residents and Resident Watch, make Resident Watch much stronger than how we are. Just make us stronger.
The security. We need more security from the department of the police department. And housing needs to step up their game.
More togetherness and more, you know, everybody got to help each other out. You know, for the kids, young kids that's coming up, we got to set the example for them so that, you know, when they get older, they can help out the younger generation and things like that. So we got to all be there for each other, you know.
If you say anything to somebody's child, you're wrong. You know, they want to hurt you. You know, my child didn't do this. You know, my child didn't do that. And you could be looking at the child doing these things. But still, it's my child didn't do that. So in other words, you're a liar. So, you know, it's just so different. But like I said, we try to make a difference. You know, and like I said here, it's very cold here in the lobby. It's very cold in all of the lobbies here at Webster. And it's hard to get anybody to sit because, you know, they're going to catch cold. Like I've had the flu. I've been very sick, but I never stopped going. I never stopped. You know, but I can't ask people. Yeah, I can't ask people to do things that I'm doing. You know, because I work my little 2 hours. You know, but I work more than 2 hours. I work like 8 or 9 hours. I work longer than the people that work 5 on a full day. Like right now, it's been very cold, and a lot of us has been sick. And one of my faithful tenant patrol or Resident Watch volunteers is very sick, and I asked my coordinator for somebody to at least come by and say something, because anytime a person has been sitting for the last 30 years or more on tenant patrol, which is now Resident Watch, I feel that somebody from the New York City Housing Authority should come and say, you know, how you're feeling, you know what I mean? Even if they can't do anything for her, at least come and say, how do you feel? And I'm sorry that you're ill. Okay. But her name is Cynthia Holmes.
Oh, Cynthia.
Cynthia Holmes. Okay. And she has been sitting on Resident Watch for the last, let's say, 30 years.
Yo, what's up? This is the great Grandmaster D. And if you ain't watching Street Line, I don't know what you're watching.
We here, Danny Dane. If you're not watching Street Line, then what you watching?
We're High Five.
You're watching Street Line.
Yeah.
What's going on? Rated on Video Music Box. I don't know what you're doing right now, but if you're not watching Street Line, what are you doing?
Yo, it's goody people. It is Sir Drews. One and only lyric queen.
Lyric 145. And if you ain't watching Street Line, what are you watching? Hey, what's up? We're in Look. And what are you watching? Street Line.
And let me ask you this question. What do you miss about the neighborhood from when you were growing up?
Oh, I miss the love. The love is not here no more. The love is like, you know what I'm saying, gone elsewhere. We have to bring the love back to our unit. We got to bring it back here. Once we bring it back here, everybody will be all right. Because when I was growing up as a kid, everybody was together. No matter what happened, we all was together. Your parent couldn't beat my behind. You know what I'm saying? Without no
Nothing, no misunderstanding, no arguments, no fighting.
Now you touch somebody's child, try to guide them in the right way. The parents is fighting instead of helping make sure their kid is all right, but they want to fight with you because you're trying to make their kids right. And this is what we need back here, because when I grew up, this is what we had.
We all used to get together one day of the summer, which stopped the violence, bringing that back. We all get together, but
the
it should be
day.
the whole neighborhood get together, not just a portion of the
Right.
neighborhood. And just, you know, looking out for one another. Kids, senior citizens, when they come out, do you need any help to the supermarket? Just, I'm used to that when I was growing up. Yeah. Back then when my grandmother and grandfather used to sit to the patrol up the block, they used to have the little parties for the kids in the neighborhood to keep the kids from going out the neighborhood, and then they wind up missing.
Right, or getting into trouble.
Yeah, or getting into trouble. So they try to keep the kids in the neighborhood and have functions for them right in the neighborhood.
The family part, I miss the camaraderie the families had. We all raised each other, the parents and the fathers
and the neighbors.
We were like family.
Right.
Actually.
When I was growing up, no disrespect, I lived in Harlem. I'm from Harlem. And I lived in the projects all my life. And certain days that they're doing now, I'm old school. I'd rather go back to old school. Then we have better volume than we would now. Yeah. If you don't go to old school, you ain't gonna have nothing.
You know, when I was a kid, we listen to the older, listen to the older guys. These young kids today, they don't listen to nobody. They figure they know everything, they know what it is. A lot of them don't know what it is. You know, and it's like we try to talk to them, they feel like you downgrading them, you talk to them, you know what I mean, beneath them, instead of acting in the middle of how the hell they feel. But, you know, it is what it is.
A lot. I miss the sticking together. We all stick together. Back then we used to stick together. We used to play together. Everything was fun. We didn't have to worry about anything.
See, because when we grew up, we were the first families in these projects when they built them. And we respected them. It's not like that now. Some of the people that live in the building don't respect where they live.
Right.
So we grew up learning how to respect where we live.
Right.
So we didn't deface the building. We didn't do a lot of stuff.
Right. Didn't urinate in it?
No, we didn't do none of that. No. So that's the only thing now. If these people learn how to say, well, this is where I live. So it's just like with the garbage where I live. My person, he put up signs everywhere. Don't put the garbage outside.
Right.
You're feeding the rats. You're feeding the rats. They wait till he leaves and then they
put it out. Yeah.
But then you complain about the rats. You help feeding them, so they're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Unity, there's no unity, there's no love, there's no, it's a little bit, but it's not with the young people, it's with the unity is still with the older people. But there's no unity with the younger people, younger generation. I'm 45, and there's no unity with people younger than I am.
Just, you know, the games and just the things you used to do back in the days, you know, playing basketball and just all the little things that kids do, you know. That's what I miss most about it.
And what can we do as people to make our community more friendlier?
I think that, you know, having things like this, where, you know, people could have a sense of, you know, who's this person and this person. Because sometimes people don't get a chance to know each other, and, you know, some people don't get a chance to know what one person brings to the table and stuff. So just, you know, for everybody to get to know each other, and maybe in a time of need, you might meet somebody that can help you out in the long run.
So do you think that to make our community friendly, like if a new tenant move in your building, will you go knock on their door and introduce yourself?
To be honest with you, I probably wouldn't, but I feel like that, you know, it's not nothing wrong with that. I feel like that, you know.
I think that we should get back into when new tenants come into the building, you know, have someone to go knock on the door, introduce themselves, you know, to the old tenants, the new tenants, the old tenants, you know, and get to know your tenants and your neighbors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I
think that'll work. I think we need to put that into perspective.
I think so too. I believe that will definitely work out.
Well, it all starts with the parents. It all starts with the mother and the father coming from the home. They leave that house. You know, the kids know this and that because they learned it from that door they just came from. Right. And they have to carry that out into the street. Like we did, like respecting your neighbors.
Right.
So we knew that when we left the house, we had other parents out there.
Right.
And
so
we
have to respect them, show them respect as well as like they're our own parents.
Exactly. Of course, they were other parents. They were parents and they were our parents when we was in the street. In fact.
To work on getting the people out because now they feel like they housebound because of the robbery and the crimes that's taking place in the neighborhood. So half of them is scared to come out to hear what's going on in the neighborhood because really it's a lot going on in the neighborhood, but a lot of people don't know. Right? And they don't have the proper information. That's what's going on in the neighborhood. But just trying to reach out to the senior citizens, get the information now. Those who don't want to come out have a contact number where they can call and voice their opinion on what it is that they want to see happen in the neighborhood because we can't leave them out because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. And we wish that we have more people that's like Rose doing the tenant patrol because we do need the safety and we do need to get more together, more friendlier, knock on people's doors that just move into the neighborhood, introduce yourself to the new tenants, and just get to know your community and the people that's in the community. I think that would work.
And we also need our leaders that's in the community to come out a little more and show themselves a little more, and not only when it's time to vote.
Okay, right. So we're gonna work on that too, right?
Yeah.
We gotta get them to come out a little bit more.
Introduce themselves. There's a lot of new people around here.
Right, and they don't know.
There's a lot of different nationalities that's moving into the neighborhood.
Right.
All they know, all right, we got our apartment,
we say it. That's it.
And it's more for them. And also, we need to get our community centers involved.
Right.
And not only have when they want to do something, it's time to pay.
Right.
We live here. I live here in this building since 1991. And if I go to my community center to try to show my 11-year-old, like they got basketball and this and that, then they say, oh, you gotta pay. Everything is pay. What are they giving back to the kids?
The community, right.
Okay.
So that's a very good issue.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to work on that and bring everybody together as a community because when new people come into the community, they don't really know. So we need people to go around to share that information with them, where they could go, where they could put in their complaints and stuff like that.
Because even with Rose, she do this every year, and she don't ask nobody for nothing, but she do it because she want the people to come out and get together, know one another, fellowship with one another, talk to one another.
But how can you begin to get everybody to, I see like, she has a nice crowd of people here. But what about the rest of the community?
Right, so
how could you get them to get involved?
Well, the tenant patrol, which is over, She's over Webster/Morris. Then we have another lady from Morris, which is Barbara. So if her and Barbara can meet up and try to bring everybody together, that's the community. But other than that, Rose do her part as far as Webster/Morris. And she got a couple of people here from Webster, and then she passed out the information. So hopefully next year we're going to get like more will come out, because then those who came from Webster will carry the information back.
Friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Support, support, support. I always stress this with my viewers. To support is very important. To support.
Even if you just show your face, by you showing your face, you would get some information on what's going on in the community for those few minutes that you're here. Somebody is going to say something, oh, you know, this is going on in next month in the community. If you feel like you want to come out to that too, and then it goes on and on from there.
We need to communicate. That's the key, communicate. We need to come together, stop fighting against each other, and agree on some things to make our community stronger.
I don't know, have more tournaments for the kids, for basketball, football, baseball. You know, just have a little bit with more programs for them. You know what I mean? That's for the kids. You know what I mean? 5 o'clock, a lot of kids don't have nothing to do. You know, a lot of them get caught up in the game, whatever the case may be. You know, a lot of these kids just need guidance. You know what I mean? Work hard instead of everything being given to them. You know, a lot of little kids don't know what it is to work, expect them to give it to you. You know, you can't always give it. You got to work for it. You got to, you know, see what it is to earn that buck instead of somebody giving it to you. Because the quicker you get it, the quicker it gets taken away from you. So.
Get together, have more meetings, talk about it, and have a once a month, like I really I'm on the community watch. I'm a volunteer. I'm on my floor.
Tenant patrol?
No, I'm a captain on my floor.
Oh, okay, okay.
If they all would stick together and do what they're supposed to do as tenants,
right,
it would be so much better.
What we got to do is basically be together. If you see somebody's child doing something wrong, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like when we was growing up. Today you can't even bring these kids. But if these kids see you all getting together, having a good time, that's what they want. But these kids now, they don't have it like we had it, because we had good times. Now you got these kids out here, they see niggas fighting, shooting dice, or whatever the case may be, they thinking that's the way to go. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't how it was here at one time. We used to be able to walk around here free. You know what I'm saying? That's how we had it. But now, it's like, you know, it ain't the kids' fault though. It's the parents. It's the parents that's dealing with everything that's going around here. The parents is doing certain things and don't even care anymore. Now, we need to bring the parents back together. It ain't even the kids. We got to bring the parents back together to make they so that this is how we did do it. You know, when my moms, your moms, everybody's moms was together at one time.
Yeah.
Now everybody's
scattered.
Okay, but we get the parents back together, we get the kids back together.
That's a hard thing. It's very, very hard to say. What can we do? Maybe just what I'm doing right now. This is what I'm doing right now. Try to do a little something to make people want to do something. You know, make them want to change or, you know, or something like that. You know, I don't know what, you know, I really don't know what to say.
So what made you start doing tenant patrol?
Well, before I moved into this building at 450, I lived in at 1270 Webster Avenue, and my manager, Mr. Blum, asked me when I moved over here, would I start the tenant patrol back in this building, and that's what I did. In 1983, I started to volunteer. My sister and myself, Catherine Hodge, which is the building captain, and my co-captain, which is sitting here with me now, Irma Castillo. We started this tenant patrol with Miss Esanison, Louise Esanison, who passed away. And it's been just a group of us, and we just kept it going like that. And we, like I said, we watch out for the young children, because we got so many people out here nowadays that's you know, trying to snatch little kids and stuff like that. And usually when I go out, when I see a stranger in front of the building or something parked and something like that, they'll say, "Oh, miss, you mind your business." I said, "But this is my business." When they tell me they're city investigators, maybe they are city investigators, but I work here. And I'm going to look out for my children here. I'm going to look out for all the children here. So when they tell me to mind my own business, I tell them, my mind is my business.
So if anybody wants to get involved with what you're doing, could you give your information where they can call
All
or
they have to do is, here at Webster Marcenia, all they have to do is they can either go into the office at 400 to find out, or either they can come to me here at 450 East 169th Street in the lobby. I'm here every day from about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning till about 4:30 every day. And they can come right here and they can ask me, and I can tell them exactly what to do and how they can start.
Street line.
Watching Street Line?
Street line.
Street Line.
Street line.
Street line.
The street line.
The street line.
Street line. Street lines.
Street line.
Street line.
The street line.
Street Line.
Street line.
Street line. Street line.
Street line.
Street line.
The street line.
Street line, it's the only show I know. Street line, it's the only show I know. Street life all day.